Alright, so I was threatening to do a spring video at some point, so I'm going to do my spring video now. So right now I've got this little guy on there right there. It's not strong enough. It does have a tendency for this one to kind of pop up like that, and I lose half my force, which is not good. I think that's what's my problem right now with my return, is that that guy occasionally pops loose. So I've got other springs, but before I get to that point, I know some of you guys have thought, well, why don't you just stick a spring down here? And you attach a spring to this part right there, and maybe I'll bring it up and attach it to something. Let's see here, maybe down under here. I can attach it to the back end of that screw right there, or this, or I can attach it to the edge of the base of the air filter frame. But you know, the problem with that is that I'm doing it so that I can pull my gas pedal back. So if I put a spring over here, you lose some of your force as it goes through this heim joint. Then you lose some of your force when it goes through that heim joint, so that there's less force left when you get to this point right here. In addition to that, when you put the springs over here, they have a tendency to apply unnecessary forces to your throttle shaft. And wears your bearings out, bearing surfaces. I don't think these carbs actually have bearings, but the way your bearings surface out in the body, and there's not a lot you can do about that. It just gets old and tired and you have to replace it, and I don't want to do that. They're kind of pricey and hard to find. And in addition to that, I mean, I don't like all of Berg's stuff, but I don't. Some of you are probably familiar with Berg's, you know, crossbar linkage that amounts to the fan shroud. And if you've ever seen that thing, it has a like the arm here kind of sits something like that, and it has a big old spring that goes from like here back over to the crossbar. So it applies the force directly to the top end of this arm right here. So as you pull the arm down, this goes back out. And like I said, I don't like a lot of Berg stuff, but that's a good way of doing it. They're putting the force where it belongs, which is against the gas pedal. Another good Berg component is these things right down here. I think those are the only things that I have that are Berg on all of my motors, are these pulleys, but that's something else. Let's get back to the springs. So, having explained why I don't run the my springs out at the outside edges over here, I went out and I built myself another one of these. This is a little bit bigger than that one right there. I've got more windings. It's also made out of a heavier steel, and I do like this. This would be a good idea, but I decided what I wanted was a little bit more adjustability. So I went out and I got a genuine piece of spring steel that's already been formed into a nice coil spring. This stuff is hard, so you can't. It's not going to bend too easily. It's just going like that. But anyway, what it does is I'm going to be able to hook this in like that. The other side will come over to this side, and I can take this little wire end right here and I can spin it and give myself a certain amount of force. Or if I want more force, I can spin it all the way around again, 360 degrees, and get more force, and I can spin it all the way around again and get even more force. So this spring is long enough and tough enough that I can have adjustability in the spring. That's what I lack with these guys right here, is adjustability. Like I say, the one that I just built, I'm pretty sure it would work, and it would be just fine. But I think I'm going to try this one and see if this doesn't go for me. But alright, we got the explanation out of the way. Let me get the installation going. Alright, there it is. I'm all loose. Took the air filter off over there. Only undid this one side so that easier to reset it when I get done. Anyway, let me get this out of the way and get the other one on. So I have put a little different kink in the end of this guy right here to be able to catch this thing. That should work pretty well. I need to take this end of it right there and bind it in. See what kind of forces I get. Make sure I can get there. I might have to chop the end of this thing off a little tiny bit in order to get it in there. I mean, it's flexible, but it's not super flexible. It is now 4 turns. I've got 4 turns on it. Pretty freaking strong push at the moment. It's hanging in there though. Hasn't deformed in any way. It's a little bit weird looking right there, but you know, it kind of wraps around the shaft to keep its form. No real problem. I got it locked in on the other side so it doesn't slide anywhere on me. It's pretty solidly in there. Not much left to do but just go see whether or not it returns it properly out on the road. Just sitting here, it seems to be doing it. Like I do that, and I'm not feeling like there's anything left, you know, fast or slow. That's a nice slow return. It seems to be closing. It's closing. So if I can get this thing so that it's, you know, when it shuts, it stays shut and it stays consistently shut, then I can work on the idle, because the idle's just too high. It's inconsistent what it does. Hopefully this will provide me the consistency that I need to get that worked out. I was out driving it. Sometimes it doesn't like to start real well when it's warm. I don't know what it is. The cold starts easy, and the warm starts aren't that great. Alright, that's pretty good. Ooh, stiffer gas pedal. Ooh, that feels good. That's a lot better. That doesn't mean it's going to work right. It just feels a lot better. Alright, I'm going to put this down until I got some temperature build up, and we'll see what's going on. Check out the idle though. That idle should be down there. It shouldn't bounce around. When I get back to the house, it should still be sitting about where it is right now. And in conclusion, it consistently behaved itself. The idle stayed where it was supposed to be. You know, I got it up to a nice operating temperature. The idle stayed, I don't know, right around, like say, about 900. It's a little bit too high. I don't want it up there. I'd like to be able to do about 800. I think when the motor breaks in, about 800 will be good. But yeah, it was nice. Yeah, I took it out on the highway teeny tiny bit. Got it up to about 80. Tried to video it, but I hit the photograph button instead of the video button, so it didn't work. But yeah, so far, yeah, a little spring works pretty good. More stuff on the way.